I think the only way to really make change happen is to invest now. If we continue just providing food aid, if we just continue providing food assistance, that's not going to change things. We need to make sure that we're investing in providing the local opportunities, the creation of jobs to avoid forced migration, to avoid further conflicts. And the only way to do that is investing in these local small-scale producers, which actually represent the majority of formal and informal jobs in continents like Africa. If we cost them, you could see that they are massive in terms of public health costs because of unhealthy diets. Obesity is around $6 trillion. If we talk about the environmental damage that some of these systems are currently ongoing, we're talking about $3 trillion. If you talk about the inclusivity and really tackling the bottom part of the pyramid of the population, which is going hungry, we're talking up to 780 million people. We're talking about 1 trillion of food waste every year. So the costs are massive. The question is, how much does it cost actually to solve this issue? The World Bank estimates approximately 400 billion per year, which is massive. But at the same time, if you compare it with the subsidies that we see throughout the world, the food subsidies, agriculture subsidies, they are around 700 billion. There's not enough local production. Many times we don't have enough diversification of crops, and that makes many countries be too reliant on certain crops. So the type of investment we need to do, we know. It's just that neither local governments nor the international community has really invested the necessary figures to make this change happen and to lift all of these people out of poverty. Just as an example, Africa committed more than 10 years ago to invest 10%, the African countries, 10% of their GDP in agriculture in the Maputo Declaration. There's only 1 or 2 countries who have come close to that investment. So the investments have been very, very scarce. Right now we're seeing rice prices going up 10, 12%, and some of the plantation that should have happened did not happen because of fertilizers, water in the last year. So if rice prices continue to increase, we could have certainly a crisis. Our way of solving these issues is to increase local production, increase the diversity of crops, and invest in the entire value chain. Well, we see a lot of the big firms. I would say that 80–90% of them do not have really committed policies in terms of how a lot of their value chains are affecting the smallholders. There's many who are starting to do so, and I think we need to be more and more conscious, and that's part perhaps of certification and other elements that will help us make better choices, because the reality is that the food we consume is impacting the lives of millions of people who are actually producing that food, and in many cases, many of these people are also going hungry. That for all of our projects, we can really link them to the SDGs, to each of the SDGs. And we have also impact assessments where we show the millions of people that we have increased their income, the millions of people who now have access to markets. So there's results and impacts we can show, and that's what many investors are looking for. So we will continue progressing, and this supports us in channeling more money towards these rural poor communities.